Might be playing some left-hand notes.
What?
Might be playing some left-hand today.
Stepping out.
Here we go. Start with drums. 2, 1, 2, 2. First time. Thank you. Good morning, Unity Atlanta Church. Two, three, four. Another day, another fight. It always feels like an uphill climb. Another step, another mile, the story of your life. It's harder than you ever thought. It only costs everything you've got. When your back's against the wall and you feel like giving up. This is only a mountain. You don't have to find your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. This is only a moment. You don't have to let your fear control it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. You gotta find a second wind. It's not as high as you think it is. Don't give up and don't you quit. You gotta climb if you wanna win. Yeah. And I know it looks big, and I know you feel small, but just a little bit of faith can change it all, change it all. This is only a mountain. You don't have to find your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. This is only a moment. You don't have to let your fear control it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. Act like you believe it. Trust like you can see it. Take your fear away. There's nothing in your way, no. Even when it looks big, even when you feel small, just a little bit of faith can change it all. This is only a mountain. You don't have to find your way around it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. This is only a moment. You don't have to let your fear control it. Tell it to move, it'll move. Tell it to fall, it'll fall. It's only a mountain.
Only a mountain.
Only a mountain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just a little bit of
Only
faith
a
can
mountain.
change it
Only
all.
a mountain. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
only a mountain.
Only a mountain. Only a mountain. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just a little bit of
Only
faith
a
can
mountain.
change it all,
Only a
change it
mountain.
all, change it
Yeah,
all. It's
yeah,
only a
yeah.
mountain.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Namaste. The Spirit in me welcomes and honors the Spirit in you. And let us begin our time together by setting our intentions in prayer. Today we recognize the awesome power and presence of God in, around, and through our lives and all things. We recognize ourselves as spiritual beings with radiant souls living in sacred body temples, having human experiences. As we share in these divine prayerful moments, we release and let go of all fears, doubts, worries, and concerns about how life is to unfold. All the details we leave to God. As we live in an eternal, abundant state of grace, grounded in the ever-present now of knowing, we attune ourselves to our own still small voice, our intuition. Today, we set the intention to trust this internal wisdom and guidance system. And we are at peace as we courageously and confidently move beyond our current comfort zone into a whole new way of being. Right here, right now, we are grateful for the fulfillment of this intention. We rejoice in letting it be so, and so it is. Amen. Well, welcome to the end of July. Here we are, and we are in the midst of our summer storytelling series, Summer of Wonder, where we are remembering and tapping into that sacred, awesome, wise, wonderful, gorgeous, and loving inner child. I call it our spiritual 7-year-old, who knows and remembers and understands all the beauty that is in the world and all the wisdom of the universe that we have to tap into. And so whether you are a regular in our community, whether virtually or in person, or you are virtually or in person tuning in for the very first time, know that there is something within that sacred inner child that is ready to come forth, to remember and be renewed again. And so if you are in the building for the very first time, we love to give you the official RevGen and board member greetings. So see us. I'll be with one of our board members after the service. Just come over and say hi so we can give you the official welcome. And you all know, you regulars, what the official welcome is here. It's that sacred time when we get to recognize the divine in each other. If you want to wish someone in the virtual community a happy Sunday and say namaste, just come up to the microphone. Let us greet one another and say namaste. Happy Sunday. Always so grateful to have you with us.
Namaste. My heart sings.
Namaste.
Namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste, beloved community. Happy Sunday.
My heart singing. Namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste.
Happy Sunday, Ashley and Michael.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Happy Sunday.
Good morning, Unity Atlanta. Namaste.
Namaste, y'all. Take a deep breath and relax.
Behold the Christ in you. Namaste.
Good morning. So glad you're here, especially you.
Namaste, Jeanette.
My heart singing. Namaste.
Namaste.
The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning. As we find our seats, it's an amazing day to be here among all of you as we celebrate our spiritual journey. Don't you agree? Okay. Before we get started, school has started back for all of the administrators and school teachers on Thursday. So those of you who are not starting till August 4th or after, you're lucky, but we're getting ready for you. And so I'm gonna have third grade from the beginning of the year until the middle of October. And I thought, I'm tired of the way I start classes. Maybe I'll look for something different. And I went to Ed Post, which is a group of educators, and to see how they had started class before. And one of them was talking about the fact that she sent out notes to her kids before they came to school that said, what my teacher should know. Because lots of times when you do the exercises with the class, people will tell you what they don't mind others hearing. But when you send that personal note, you get to find out some personal things about people that maybe they didn't want to share with the class. So I'm going to read a couple of those to you. Some are funny and some are good reminders. One 9-year-old said, I am smart in some things, but average in others. So please don't put me in every challenging group because I might fall behind. And another one said, I want you to know I love singing, dancing, and drawing because I do those things in class and they sometimes get me in trouble. Another one said, please be good at teaching me math. But the one that really touched my heart is, If you see students who are having conflicts a lot with another student, don't tell them to fix it themselves. Sometimes we kids don't know how to stop bullies or mean girls by ourselves. That's why we tell you. And I thought, I've been guilty of doing that a couple of times. That's a really good point, so I'm going to take that to heart, and I hope you all have a wonderful start to your school year. Let us start with our statement of faith, please. Let's all read together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives, God the good, omnipotence. Our daily word for today is a classic daily word from May 1937. The daily word for today is courage. The affirmation is, all fear is now erased from my mind, and I express the courage of God in the midst of me. The scripture is from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6. Always be of good courage. The reading says, get rid of your fears today. Cease to fear other persons, the future, and changes in an established routine. Take courage. Realize that you have within you the very Spirit of God. Go forth in the conviction of perfect courage. Do not let thoughts of fear limit your courageous attitude toward life. Fear is primarily mental. When you reduce the thing you fear to your thought and reaction to it, you see that fear exists entirely in your mind. You neutralize fear by thinking thoughts of courage. The courageous person is never fearful. They feel courage deep within them. They realize that the courageous presence of God within them is mightier than any appearance in the world about them. They have courage because God, in the midst of them, inspires them to be courageous. Go forth this day and be free from all thought of fear. Focus on your courage and see it increase as you meditate upon it. Think often of yourself as courageous. Again, the daily word for today is courage, and the affirmation is, all fear is now erased from my mind, and I express the courage of God in the midst of me. Namaste.
There is peace, there is peace in the stillness of this moment. There is peace, there is peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that is the stillness of this moment. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment,
I feel love. I feel love in the spirit of this moment. I feel love. I feel love,
and I trust
rest,
and trust
trust,
and breathe,
breathe,
and know
know
that in the stillness of this moment I feel love. In the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am peace. In the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am peace. And I rest
rest,
and trust
trust,
and breathe,
breathe,
and know
know
that in the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am love.
And in the stillness of this moment, let's prepare for this sacred time of guided meditation. Wherever you are, here in our sanctuary or in your home, I invite you to take a comfortable position, allowing the chair or place where you are sitting or lying down to support you fully. And if comfortable for you, close your eyes. Our chaplains in the sanctuary, wearing the purple stoles, will be joining us. If you would like them to hold you in special prayer, feel free to raise your hand. Let's now take a deep cleansing breath, allowing the fresh air that goes through your nostrils like a bright golden light, filling your entire body. And slowly exhale, letting go of worries, fears, concerns. And again, another deep cleansing breath. As we continue breathing at the normal space, let's remember the children and how fearless, confident, and courageous they are. When they start riding a bike for the first time, or how flexible they become when climbing trees, how confident they are when learning how to swim, how strong they are when facing challenges. They know the courageous presence of God within them is mightier than any challenge. And we all, as beloved children of God, should feel the same. We are courageous. Please allow my words to be your words now. And silently for you, repeat these words. I am receptive to divine wisdom and listen. I open my heart and mind to the one presence and power of God, and allowed the gentle presence of Spirit to guide me, direct me, and give me the courage to stand strong, to release any fears. I know what to do, and I proceed with confidence, knowing that the courageous presence of God within me is mightier than any appearance in the world. I know that God is present for myself, for my family and friends, and the people all over the world who are facing challenges of all kinds. I am grateful for the one presence of God moving in and through me to make me understand and know that I am one with the one as I continue. In the stillness now. And now, gently take a deep breath and know that in the stillness of this moment, I am peace, I am love, I am courageous. I feel vital and refreshed. I feel the presence and power of God moving in and through me. I proceed with confidence, knowing that the courageous presence of God within me is mightier than any appearance in the world. Amen.
Be kind.
Be courageous.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed, would the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave?
If I were brave. If I were brave.
What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you do if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, there are miracles in you and me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where dreaming fools dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave?
If I were brave.
Today, if I were brave, what would I do today? If I were brave, what would I do today? If I were brave, what would I do today? If I were brave. If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear with the voice of courage whisper in my ear. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools and dreamers dare to spend. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. If I were brave today, if I were brave. What would I do today if I was brave? What would I do today if I was brave? What would I do today if I was brave? What would I do today if I was brave?
So I get to read to you today a book called A Little Bit Brave, which it takes a bit of courage to sit here and read this story to everybody, but I'm going to do it because I want to be brave. It's by Nicola Kinnear. Logan was a stay-at-home bunny. His friend Luna was the daring one. She had new adventures every day. They sounded quite exciting, but rather frightening too. So whenever Luna said, "Come out with me, it's fun," Logan said, "Oh no, I'll never go outside. It's far too scary." At last, Luna had had enough. "You have to come with me? No, said Logan. You're no fun, said Luna. I'm too scared, said Logan. Sometimes, Logan, you just have to be a little bit brave, shouted Luna, and she stomped out. Logan tried to have a normal morning. He watered his indoor plants. He dusted his shell collection. He baked some cookies, but nothing felt right. He was very upset. Luna had never been angry with him before. I have to make it up with her and make it right, he thought. There was just one problem. Luna was outside. It would be an adventure, and Logan had never had one of those. He had no idea what to pack, so he took a snorkel, a flashlight, and a tin of cookies. Then he put on his favorite scarf, gathered up all his courage, and tiptoed out. It was strange and noisy in the woods. There was flapping and scurrying, tweeting and rustling. I knew it would be scary, thought Logan. He took a deep breath and called, Luna! There was no reply. But lots of other animals scampered up. Luna, they said? She's the bravest bunny in the world. She dives into the river to collect shells, an otter said. She rides the forest on my back, said a deer. She explores the deep caves and goes looking for bears, said a fox. That sounds so scary, said Logan. But if you do these things too, said a mouse, perhaps you'll find her. So that's exactly what Logan did. First, he dived into the river. Splash! But it was chilly. It was lucky he'd thought to bring his snorkel. There was a whole new world underwater. Logan saw fish and frogs and snails. But he didn't see Luna. Then he rode off with the deer. Whoosh! My, it was fast. It was lucky he'd brought his scarf to help him hold on. There was a whole new world in the woods. He saw sparrows and squirrels and butterflies. But he didn't see Luna. Then he tiptoed into a cave. Eek! It was lucky he'd packed his flashlight. There was a whole new world in the dark. He saw bats and spiders and sleeping bears, but he still didn't see Luna. Logan was amazed at all the things he'd done. If only I could find Luna, he said. She'd be proud of me. He was so pleased with himself, he decided to have a cookie. But before he could open the tin, he heard a shout. Stay back, you wicked wolf. That voice sounded very familiar. In fact, it sounded just like Luna. Oh no, a huge hungry wolf was trying to eat her. Logan hid behind a tree. Suddenly, he didn't feel brave at all. I want to go home, he whimpered. But he couldn't let Luna be eaten, so he picked up his cookies, gathered up all his courage, and ran. No, he cried. Don't eat Luna. Eat my cookies. The wolf was very surprised. Cookies, he said. I don't mind if I do. And he gobbled up the whole lot. The wolf was very friendly after that. That was amazing, cried Luna. When did you become so brave? I think it started this morning, said Logan, when I was baking cookies. Luna laughed. Shall we go home and bake some more? I'd like that, said Logan. But first, we need another adventure. The end.
In all the books that I collected for this series. And as I shared with Gilda and a few others, the way that I found the books, all of them, was to first go into the public library and set the intention, show me the books. This book was sitting up on those displays. Public library fans, you know they like to do that. And they put a book out that they think a lot of people will like. And there it was. And so those of you who are in the storytelling universe understand that this is a version of the Big Bad Wolf story. Yes? Did y'all get that? The Big Bad Wolf stories are all about the things, the situations, the people, the stuff that's lurking in the dark. All that stuff that might hurt us, break us, upset us, disturb us. And the way the outside world works is that's the stuff we get in our face. Like, for example, if a person really wants to find positive news, you literally go ahead, type in positive news in your search bar. And trust me, there's a bunch of stuff that comes up that is very encouraging and inspiring and enlightening. But it's not always the mainstream. When we are really little, we come into the universe in the energy of the mainstream. However we might think of our soul incarnation, it comes in to have new adventures. It comes in to learn and to share. And so little children are afraid of only two things: loud noises and falling. That's it. They are not worried about what J.P. Morgan Chase is doing on Wall Street this week. They are not concerned in any way about who holds which office, when, where, what party, how much. They don't care. They are not actually concerned about what's for dinner because somehow dinner is going to take care of itself. They are not worried about, I could have this ailment and that ailment. They're not worried, in fact, about, does anybody love me? Which may be surprising. They will feel when they don't have the energy, but they don't worry about it. And so that's how we all arrive in our perfect, radiant soul self, taking on this earthly space suit to live our lives. What happens to a lot of us, yours truly included, is that sometimes grown-up energy, very analytical, let's dissect this, will pile onto some of their own fear and upset. And so we may know this when we see a little child, very young, wearing glasses, braces, they just look like they're this little grown-up, very serious and having all kinds of stuff going on. It might not be all their stuff, because we soak up the energy of what's around us. Everything in the universe is energy. And all the quantum physics and all the science tells us that the most powerful energy is subtle energy. And if we are not tapped into it, we miss the stuff that's kind of coming through the radar. And this is why when the disciples asked Jesus in our guiding scripture for this series, what do I need to do to be the greatest in the kingdom? Jesus says, you must be willing to enter like a child, meaning childlike nature, not childish nature. Childlike nature. Our childlike nature, before we get formal schooling and a lot of other stuff, is deeply intuitive. We don't have a compendium of reference information. We don't know all kinds of E equals MC squared. We might actually know it, we're just not processing it yet. But we have an internal radar system, and I especially want to talk to our youth today because I want to encourage you to know this system in you, especially as you go back to school next week. Because there's all kinds of people and stuff that goes on in school. And some of it's scary because it's new. But fear is the thing we want to call the next step through this current comfort zone into something wonderful unfolding for us. We call it fear because it's an unknown, not because it's bad. We've been taught in certain ways that anything unknown and uncertain could hurt us. When in fact, the consciousness we can take is the future is friendly, and if I open the door and go outside, I actually have the snorkel, the flashlight, the cookies, and the scarf I need to handle this adventure. We have our own internal guidance system. It's our intuition. We all have it. We all know it. We could go on for hours if I convened a group about all the times we know we had it because it didn't work. Like the time we tried to be friends with that person, but we got that really funny feeling in our tummy every time we were with them. And we kept thinking, but they seem so nice, but they seem so good. Like they really want to help me with my math homework. And our tummy always felt upset. That's an internal warning system. Our bodies are sacred barometers. They tell us when something's dangerous versus when, ooh, I just need to step up my courage and take one more step out in faith. Like trying out for the team. Or singing in front of your beloved Unity Atlanta Church community. Or agreeing to try something new at the office that we've never done before. And the difference in how we can feel this is to know how the energy is flowing within us. We need to be connected to the energy that is the Spirit within us. It doesn't matter if it works for me, because if it doesn't work for you, then it's not the correct step. And so every one of us has a wolf. There's a thing that we're afraid of. We don't want to do it. It's not our thing. Maybe that is an early warning sign. You know, this just isn't my project. I don't want to play on this team. I get that everybody thinks this person is nice. I get a stomachache every time I'm near them. I'm not going to be their friend. This is easy. This is the thing about the subtle energy. It comes in as neutral. It's not going to tell you, yes, do this, no, don't do this. But it's going to have a way of speaking to you that is true for you. The tummy ache, the shoulder ache, the waking up in the sweat at 3 o'clock in the morning. But it's also going to tell you, this is a yes, and I don't know what the next step is, but I'm going to take the next step and just keep going. Or every time I'm with this person, I feel as if I'm the most wonderful person and I can do anything, and this could be my new BFF. Or I feel like I can succeed at this, and I'm just going to get through it one step at a time. Logan doesn't know in the story if he's ever going to find Luna. But each step in the process of that story, the diving into the river, the riding the deer, going through the cave, shows him step by step what he can actually achieve. It isn't our job to have the entire roadmap for how life is going to unfold in October. But we get to show up right here, right now. And right here, right now, within each of us is that divine, internal wisdom and guidance system that is guiding our way. Tune out, and you could get eaten by the big bad wolf. Tune in, and y'all might be sharing some cookies. I love you. Happy Sunday. Namaste. It is a sweet life at Unity Atlanta Church. We are so grateful that you're here. Every once in a while, it's like dawns on me, we're doing 101st year of ministry. So thank you for being part of it, and I'm personally grateful for all our New Thought Unity ancestors who just walked that razor's edge and went with this idea that each and every one of us is an expression of the power and presence of God. So in that consciousness, thank you for bringing the presence of God you are to Unity Atlanta Church. However you contribute of your funds, of your abundance, pledge, Cash App, Venmo, whatever way that you give to the financial well-being of this congregation, we are so grateful because we know it's not just, turning the lights on in the building, but it's making it possible for us to keep inspiring and encouraging one another. And how about the Soulful Harmonics? Bias, but best church band ever. All these things you help make possible. This is really a congregational group effort, and I am so grateful. So let's affirm everyone's abundance for Unity Atlanta Church and for each other. Divine love through me blesses and increases all that I give, all that I have, and all that I receive. Loving giving brings me prosperous living, and I give to Unity Atlanta Church in gratitude for the rich spiritual good I receive throughout the year. I expect a miracle of God's rich abundance in my life and the life of my spiritual community now. Amen.
Started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone. And the sun went down as I crossed the hill. And the town lit up. God still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Going down, the hardest thing. He'll beat you down and break your heart and steal your crown. So it started out, but God knows where. I guess I'll know when I get there. I said I'm learning to fly around the clouds, and what comes up must come down. Learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Learning to fly around the clouds. What goes up must come down. I'm learning to fly. I'm learning to fly.
All right, 36 announcements, but I'm going to do about 5 of them. We have so much great stuff going on. So the first one is that our discussion on spiritual keys to aging well meets today at 12:30. That group is facilitated by Gilda Jennings. They will meet in the boardroom, in room 109 after service at 12:30. So grab a snack and join them for that. Wouldn't you all would love to have all of your teachers when you were growing up be like Gilda? Yes. You're awesome. Thank you. Also, this Friday, August the 1st, is our next karaoke and open mic night. It's also a potluck. There's a sign-up sheet for food on the black information desk when you exit the lobby on your way out. So get your acts together, singing, playing an instrument, doing a monologue, reading poetry, whatever you'd like to share, we would love to hear it. So I hope that you'll join us for that. Also, next Sunday at 12:30 is the celebration of ordination for Reverend Shestine Lawrence. Yeah, she'll be our worship chair that day, and then we're gonna celebrate her in Fellowship Hall after. Food will be provided. We hope that you'll come and just share your love and blessings with her. She is going to be so amazing. She already is amazing. So, and we want to thank the LUTs for coordinating that. Also want to remind you of our school supply drive. These school supplies go to Peachtree Elementary, which is right around the corner from us. They are a Title I school, so anything that we can give them helps so much in their learning process. Also, the Spiritual Cafe, which is normally on the first Sunday of the month, has been moved to August 17th so that we can all celebrate Reverend Shestine. And also I need you to save the date. This date is in October. It's only 2 months away, okay? And that is Daniel Namad will be here on October the 5th. And if you don't know who that is, he is an amazing, world-renowned singer-songwriter. Our band does a lot of his music. So he'll be jamming with the band, he'll be doing the message, and then he'll be doing a fundraising concert for us here in the sanctuary. So I hope that you'll join us for that, but mark it on your calendar. And now the lovely Gilda Jennings will close us out.
And now if you'll join me in reciting our affirmation. I always trust my intuition as I courageously and confidently move beyond my current comfort zone. And now, if everybody who is able would like to stand so that we can say, sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. And now, together, before we leave, let's recite our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. And we are so grateful. Thank you and have an amazing Sunday and week.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have to pull the ripcord on that one. I couldn't even hear myself. Sois in Portuguese.
Hi, Dan. See you soon. See you all next week.